Hello there, it's April Hunt, Master Coach and President of Coach Speak and Serve, and this is your core training on creating your passive revenue quad. For some of you all, this may be information that you've heard before and that you haven't implemented or got stuck in the process. For some of you all, this may be totally new, and for some of you, this is going to be definitely something that you can maybe even alter or refine in one of your current processes, or even add on to if you don't already have this. Some of you all are really advanced, and some of you all are kind of in the middle, and some of you all are just in the beginning. Wherever you are, my opinion is, my professional opinion and my personal opinion, quite frankly, is that you should have some sort of passive revenue, meaning money that is made on a consistent basis over and over again, that you only had to do the thing one time in order to procure it, to attract it, to make it happen. And so we want to talk about that. The reason why I'm sharing it today is because at my recent event, Epic, I taught it from the stage, and I thoroughly enjoy teaching these elements. And one of the things that I want to also open up in this specific training, and after I do the training on the quad, because I'm fresh out of this experience with Roberto, who we'll have as one of our power partners coming up, whether it's this month or next month, you can ask me any questions you want to as a bonus for sponsorship questions. I already had experience in that industry, in that arena, and so I can impart any wisdom, anything that you may have to ask in regards to it. And if I don't know, then I will defer to Roberto, and if I do know, then I'll be happy to answer your questions. And if I don't, again, I will ask him and get the information to you. So I want to first start off by just welcoming everyone. Hello, Adrian. Hi, Danita Scott. Danita was at Epic. Danita's going to be working with us. It says heave. I'm not sure if that's heaven. I'm not sure who that is. Joe Van Hanna, I hope I'm saying that right. Again, Tony, nice to see you as well again. Sandra Sterling. Lakeisha, hey, Lakeisha. Lakeisha was also at Epic, and Lakeisha also was in that training, so she knows what that is. This is an opportunity for you to get this in a very, more direct way, not from the stage, and you can ask me all the questions that you need to make sure that I support you in making this happen for yourself. I want to think if there's any announcements that I want to make first before I even go forward. I think depending on when you're taking this training, I just want you to stay plugged into the various live events that we're going to have coming up. So always stay tuned in the Coach Speak and Write for Profits community. In the pin post at the very top, it will always say whatever our next live event is. And our next live event is going to be actually Speak for Influence in Dallas. And that's going to be happening August something. I can't remember the dates at this time, but the dates are in there. So whatever next live event we have, that's where you will always find it. And as soon as we have it, for example, we go edit that post and actually take it down and put in the next event, because I already have the next event planned. I already have events planned to December 2018. So we already know. And that's just another frame of a thought that you can also adopt in your business, is finding various ways to consistently connect with your audience and let them know what's happening and when it's happening, and really create some sense of community and congruency with what it is that you're creating. Any questions that you're going to have around sponsorship, I want to encourage you to just write them down. And again, that's the bonus. That's not the training. The training is on the passive revenue quad. And I want to talk to you today about tripwires and lead magnets and the 4 products I'm recommending that you have as a part of your entire model to create this passive stream. And what's great about the passive stream is that you don't just have to create one. You can create lots of them, right? You can create lots of them. And that's really what the beauty of this whole process. Sorry, my dog just ran out and I just got distracted. So that's Scrappy, for those of you who don't know. And so, the passive revenue quad is all about creating 4 quadrants of products that you can consistently drive people to that free thing all the time. And I want to share that with you. So I want to jump right into this training. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Robin. I actually don't wear this shirt. Robin says, nice shirt. I actually don't wear this shirt because in person, I feel like I work at a hospital. So I never actually wear it. on camera or anything. Like, I think this might be the second time I've ever worn it, and I have like 3 of them that I don't wear. So on your notes, I want you to get a clean sheet of paper, and I'm going to draw for you. I want you to duplicate what I'm drawing here. I actually need a Sharpie. Okay, so I just drew a big rectangle, and then I just put a cross T right in the middle. Okay. And I want you to write this down. I'm very visual, and I hope that this is helpful for you so that when we hang up here, you actually have, you know, your own worksheet that you can work from. So on that top left-hand side quadrant, I want you to write 1. In the top right-hand side quadrant, I want you to write 2. And then in the the bottom left-hand side, write 3, and then 4 is the other piece. Now, for those of you, you know what, actually, I think I need to flip that. I do. Stand by. For those of you who have A-type personalities, keep calm. Just use another sheet of paper or cross out the numbers you just wrote. And let me redo this, and then I'll show it to you. Sorry. Okay, there we go. So right down here, this is the bottom right, number 1. Number 2, bottom left. Top right is number 3, and then top left is number 4. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the 4 quadrants. And at the top, you can put passive revenue quad. I love the word money. You can say revenue, you can say money, you can say whatever you want. Okay? So passive revenue quad. Now, why is this important? It's important because one of the things that I identified very early on is that you will consistently be, for the most part, compelled to do one-on-one coaching and sessions and live things. And I do encourage it. Obviously, this is live. And I teach lots of live things. I do lots of live, right? Even socially. But from a revenue standpoint, you want to be able to generate money that you're not even thinking about generating from products that you've created and understanding the format in which to do so. You don't want to be stuck with the only way, and I need you to hear this, that the only way that you generate money, you generate revenue in your business is by only exchanging your actual time for the dollar. Remember, because that's really a job. And so it's challenging sometimes as an entrepreneur to get out of that mindset because we're so used to trading hours for dollars. So we get used to, okay, well, I'm not really doing anything if I'm not doing anything to make the money. And I'm challenging you to get out of that mindset. Even attorneys, and Tony can attest to this, you know, attorneys, everything is billable hours. I mean, down to like the 1/6 of a minute, right? So it's like, everything is like da-da-da-da time. And this notion of, okay, you can really, and I know it sounds very cliche, but it's really true when they say getting paid while you sleep. You're still serving while you sleep. The tools and various things that I've already trained you in within CORE can position you to create consistent passive revenue, and that's important. And let me just share with you briefly where that comes from for me. Before I was in this business, I was in real estate, and I was a real estate investor. And one of the things that I learned, and I was about 21, 22, as a GM at that age. Like, I was managing a $2 million project at the age of 21. And it was an apartment complex. It was dilapidated. It was in Mobile, Alabama, 207 units. And there were homeless people living there, drug dealers living there, with all kind of squatters living there. And my job was to flip it and to turn it around. My job was to oversee the $2 million renovation that occurred, and to get out all the riffraff and to get in new, you know, families and people that wanted to work and live in a nice place. And so I learned very early about passive revenue and how passive revenue is the key, and which is why I stayed in real estate so long, and it's why I will be going back into real estate and adding real estate to the repertoire of things that I even do right now, and starting a new business that includes real estate, because I understand the power of passive revenue. Meaning, you know, if you have a rent house or you have an apartment complex of 20 units and you have someone paying that rent consistently, even if it's at 80% occupancy, right? even if it's at 80, or let's say 75%, that's 15 of the 20. That's passive revenue. That's money that you bought that apartment complex one time, and the tenants are consistently paying the rent consistently over and over again. And that if we turn that into this business, into the coaching, speaking, writing, consulting, blogging world, and you're creating products, and again, I'm going to teach you this on the quad, then you can consistently generate revenue. And what's great is there's various opportunities for you to create different legs in products, right? Different legs in products. You can have some very low price things, and you can have some medium price things from a passive automated revenue standpoint. I'm talking simply about automation right now. Now, I want to share with you a couple of things. One is, for those of you, because you will need some sort of CRM, which is a customer relationship manager, not an email marketing system. I said from the stage at Epic that I can no longer recommend MailChimp. And that's like a really bold statement, because I have YouTube videos on MailChimp from years ago when I first got started, and I think it's a great tool. But I think for what you are trying to do, and for the people that are connected with our brand are trying to do, then we need something a little more sophisticated, so you don't have to duct tape so many things and integrate so many things. And a lot of times that integration ends up being poorly integrated. I'm not recommending everyone switch over to Ontraport, while I think it's a amazing option. And so here's my immediate bump up from that, and that would be one of two resources, and that would be either ActiveCampaign or GetResponse. I really highly recommend GetResponse. It's like $15-20 a month, and here's why. I don't even have an affiliate link for this, which I'm going to get one, but I don't have it today. But still, you still need it. And it's because you need the landing pages. You need the landing pages. So what's happening is people, and let me say this, I'm not saying don't use MailChimp. I'm simply saying have something that has everything that you need, or that you can pull it together. If you can and are pulling it together, then fine, right? If you're not, then get a solution that has everything, the majority of what you need. And the landing pages are really important, because that's what people land on in order to opt into your free offer to get to the paid thing that we're going to discuss in the quad. Okay. And I don't want to dissect each individual thing, because this is my personal and professional opinion. So there's tons of things out there. Aweber is no. Do I like their landing page templates? No. Do I like the framework of Aweber? No, I don't. But that's me. It doesn't matter what I think. It's about if you can work it and if it does everything you need. And if it has the look that your brand needs to represent from a landing page standpoint, period, point blank, the end. Because landing page is everything in our business. Yes? It's just the truth. How many landing pages do you land on? How many landing pages are coming out of MailChimp? None. And I'm not saying you can't do a workaround. I'm just saying it's time to get serious and elevate. Start where you need to start and elevate as you can go along. My biggest recommendation will always be Ontraport, because we have an amazing relationship with them, and they do things for you that they don't do for other people as a result of the relationship that I've built. They give you pricing that doesn't exist anywhere because of our relationship. And so I will always recommend that. I'll post a link to where you can learn about that in the chat when I'm done with this training, okay? So let's talk about this passive revenue quad. And this is, again, I taught this at the conference. I want to teach it now for two reasons. One, for those of you who need the hands-on and me on the stage was too much, or you missed some things or didn't want to raise your hand and ask a question, okay? And then for everyone else who, for whatever reason, didn't make it to the conference, okay? So let's talk about that, because what I'm really wanting is, this is my dream. My dream is for everyone to have passive revenue before they start individual coaching people. Like, can we create revenue and start generating money behind the scenes and get that consistent process and income coming in? And then you could be a superstar if you want to start one-on-one coaching. Chances are you may not even ever want to, if you really dominated the automation space, and then you really have then options. This is especially important for those of you who run multiple businesses, who have corporate careers, who have jobs, who are in school, who have children, it's highly important to create something that can pay you, on a consistent basis. And so let's talk about that. So the very first quadrant, remember, for those of you just joining, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So in that first one, this is going to be, and I'm going to explain each of these, but for now, just write down what I'm asking. So in number 1, just write in lead magnet or freemium. Your passive revenue quad includes 4 products. 1 is free, 3 of them are not. Okay, 1 is free, 3 of them have a price tag to them. So in number 1, just write down lead magnet at the top of your, like I have it here. Okay, I would have put that in the center. I'm sure some of you A-types have it very neatly, but I would have had it like that too. It does bother me that it's not centered, but anyway, that's a whole nother thing. So, and then in number 2, I want you to put Tripwire 1, low cost offer, okay? So number 2, you have Tripwire 1, low cost offer, okay? Tripwire 1, low cost offer, that's in box 2, okay? I'm gonna explain how to link all these together. Listen, you could literally only, I can't even, once you do one and it consistently generates you revenue, you will do it again. You will consistently do it. Why? Because there's nothing better than getting paid while you're sleeping, while you're working with clients, while you're shopping, while you're on vacation. It's the best thing in the absolute world. While you're on the stage, your PayPal or your Stripe or whatever you're using is dinging because people are buying into your products and services because you've created a system that allows them to do so. Okay, in the third box, I want you to write Tripwire 2. Tripwire number 2. In box number 3, write Tripwire number 2. Again, this is a low-end offer. And then in number 4, I want you to write digital product offer. Now, I'm going to teach you with these numbers in mind. So you can shift these numbers and change them if you want to, but you don't have to. But understand, I was working with a client earlier today. I need you really to hear this. It's really not about the money. It is, but it's not. Like some of you get very caught up in, well, how much should I charge? It's like, I want to just jump to the computer screen. Pick a number and make the value of the thing you're delivering double that. So for example, the example I gave at Epic was, in box number 4, write $200. Okay, we're gonna use easy numbers, so we'll use whole numbers. So $200. In box number 2, write $30. In box number 2, write $10. And then in box number 1, write free. Okay. So we have in box number 1, it's free. In this one, it's $10 in box 2. In box 3, it's $30. In box 4 is $200, okay? 200 is your digital product offer, but it is a program. So make sure that you write program inside box number 4. It's an actual program that they're gonna get, some sort of product that they can receive from you. It is the entry level, for example, okay? So it's about where you're at. If you don't have anything, then allow it to be the entry level. If you have several things, allow it to be a supplement off of some of the other things that you do have. The idea here is I really need you all to commit to creating passive revenue and stop killing yourselves trying to chase down clients when the automation will work for you. You know, someone said something recently that the one thing that we consistently run from is the one thing that's going to help you get to where you need to go. People running from automation, they're running from understanding the process, they're running from watching the training to the end, they're running from the implementation. It's like, you can't run from it because no one's delivering money and clients at your door. They don't come to my door. I wish I would, but you don't. I have to come find you. I have to present things to you. I have to give you free training in order for you to listen, right? I have to make some sort of offer if you want to do something deeper, which is why you're in core. So I just want you to be keeping that in mind, that you can create this It's just a matter of understanding how this works. Now, the reason why I said about the elevating out of into something that has nice looking landing pages that you can navigate. Okay, so, you know, for example, one of my super friends, Jay Stone, she hates Entreport. She hates lead pages. Okay, she likes something else. I can't even think of the name of it, whatever it is, but it's because it works for her. So if all of the things that you need, you can get them in a place, then get them in a place as long as the framework works for you. I can tell you why Infusionsoft doesn't work for me, because I don't like the way it looks. I don't learn that way. I like Entreport because it's just, to me, it has a stack sequencing and I understand the stacks. The storyboard, it doesn't work for my brain. And so for you, it may. And so you have to find the thing that really works for you, but don't get caught up in the tool. It's not about the tool. You can pick any tool to make this happen. There's tools all over the place for free and cheap that you can get to make some of these things happen. So let's talk about this. And so what I want to do is I want to explain it. Okay. I want to teach it to you. And then I want you to ask me any questions. Okay. But I want to go through the whole thing first. And if I find that it's going to be too much content and overwhelming, then I'll slow it down a little bit. So let's talk about this first component. I don't need to explain to you what a lead magnet is. I want you to simply decide, hold on. I want you to look at the quad as it all has something to do with each other, right? Every single piece of it comes from this product, this program, this $200 thing that we just made up. Every single thing that happens before it, right? Looking backwards. So we start here, then we go here and here. So everything that we have starting before it, so we have this, then we go over here. Everything is going to speak to it. So that means that whatever this concept is for this program, which is all automated, it can be delivered via an email drip, meaning emails. It can be delivered via Thinkific. It can be delivered via Kajabi. It doesn't matter the tool. There's plenty of tools. So if you have tool questions, feel free to ask. For those of you who attended Mastery Day, we have a tool workbook that we gave you with tons of tools in it. And then it's going to come down to, so again, $200, the $30 situation came from information from here, right? So it all has something to do with each other, which means the only reason lead magnets exist is because it's for this. The lead magnet only exists because it is to lead people to the $200 thing. It leads them to the 10 bucks, the 10 leads to the 30 leads to the 200. Okay, do we all got that? Now I want to share with you, now I need you to hear this and ask questions. Please do not ask questions. Just ask it and I'll get to them, okay? I know that there's a question in the queue now and I'll hop on that in a second. So this is what I want you to capture, is that the only reason that lead magnets exist is because it is leading to something. A lead is a potential customer or client. So the potential customer, for example, let's say you go to an expo and you drop your business card to win something at the insurance company booth, right? When you dropped your card in there, you became a lead. A lead for what? Well, a lead for insurance. A lead for home, life, auto, renters, whatever. You became a lead, right? And so the lead magnet, what magnetized you to the booth was whatever the free offer was. They were giving away pens or squeegees or bottles of water, whatever they were giving away, it attracted you to the booth and it made you drop your business card in a little deal. So potentially you can get whatever the freebie was. Well, you really just became a lead. And that's what the lead magnet serves a purpose for in your business, is that it's leading people to the digital product. So I want to talk a little technical for a moment. So when you create, and in this process, you're going to have 3 landing pages. So in box number 1, 2, and 3, write need landing page. So you need, and you can just abbreviate that for LP, need LP, need LP, need LP. You see, I just wrote it down in the corner. Need LP in box 1, 2, and 3, okay? Because whatever system you're using, you're gonna link the first 3 boxes together. So let me explain this to you. The box number 2 and 3 we call tripwires. What does that mean? It means when you opt into something, and this just happened to me last night. You opt into something, so there's a free ebook, for example, and you enter your email address, hit submit. As soon as you hit submit, the next page says thank you, and by the way, do you want to buy this thing for $10? Thank you, and if you loved whatever the free thing was, do you love this thing for $10? And then there's a little sentence that says, no thanks, take me to whatever the free thing was, right? Well, sometimes they try to manipulate you and play games and say something like, no, I don't want to improve or make more money, just give me the free thing, right? But most of the time it's more dignified and it says, no, take me to the thing. No, I don't want it, okay? And so, again, the first box is simply your regular landing page with the submit name, email, submit. When they hit submit on your landing page, in whatever system you're building it in, it will ask you, where do you want people to be directed to once they fill out this form, fill out this page? What link do you want them to be directed to? In Ontraport, it says a general thank you page or custom URL, so on and so forth, right? So you would then create box number 2, which is another page. So within whatever you're actually using, you would then create another box, which is simply another landing page, and it would say, thank you, do you want this thing for $10? And then so that's a sales page for the $10 thing. And then there's a pay button. It could say, which would attach to whatever payment system you're using. So for us, it would be Stripe or our Ontraport form, which is ran through Stripe. And then that right there would then complete the purchase. Yes? Okay. Now, what if the person hits no? So if a person hits no, they don't want it, then it could say, if you don't want this, when you hit the no, it then opens up page number 3. And page number 3 will say, are you sure? Not only will I give you what was on the previous page, but I'm going to add this, this, and this in for $30, right? So you have 2 pages. Now, for some of you all who are saying, I hate that, it doesn't matter because it still works. And many of you all have still bought on the 2nd and 3rd tripwire. I'm a tripwire buyer. I do it all the time. I just did it last night. Literally. I bought, let me tell you exactly, I'll tell you exactly what I bought. Stand by 1 second. I'm going to tell you what it was. It was called, it's a video program, and it's a new video program. And let me tell you how I found it. I actually learned about it from Facebook. It was a Facebook ad. And the Facebook ad is called Graphiniti. I think I'm saying it correctly, like Graphiniti. And I literally learned it from, I was on Facebook and there was an ad and I was like, oh, that's cool. I clicked it and it took me directly to, not an opt-in, but a sales page, actually. It took me to a sales page and it was asking me to spend $67. And I said, okay, spent the $67. The next page said, oh, by the way, if you love that, then we'll add this in as well for a one-time fee. And I was like, okay, I bought that. And then the next page, so there were 3 tripwires. I'm not teaching you 3, I just want you to do 2. Then the next page said, if you love that, then you love these templates that we will send you every month for $31 a month, and you can cancel anytime. To that I said no. I was like, I don't want another monthly subscription. So I said no to that. But they got me on the first 2 things, right? I'm an intelligent person. I'm not being duped. You're intelligent, and so is your audience. And if they want something and you present the value to them, they're going to buy it, period, right? They're going to buy it. There's a percentage of them that are going to buy it, and that's the main thing. And so let me just go back to box number 1. Box number 1 is your lead magnet. It's whatever you're giving away free that leads people to your main product in box 4, okay? But it still makes sense for whatever the product is, which could be simply audio, ebook, checklists, templates, things that make it easy for your audience. So whatever your niche is, whatever they need, that will fit into box number 2. And then if they say no, that's when they see box number 3. If they say yes, they can still see box number 3. And because you can just simply create, when you create box number 3, it's going to generate a link and you can send them to both of these places if you want. Am I making sense? And I want to stop right here and see. I want to stop right here and see if anyone has questions before I move on. Don't feel like, you know, I should know this, or, you know, I'm going to ask a stupid question. Get what you need to get. You're investing in core, get it. So if you have questions, this is a good time to ask. I'll take an M&M break. Look, my husband bought these. I can't eat them in training because it's a mess. Any questions? Let me go to the chat box. Oh, that was Z asking about AWeber, which I answered. Okay. Any comments? Okay, if it's making sense, let me know. Giovanna says it's making sense. Sandra says this is great. I love the system. Jennifer Fontanille says this is awesome. It's clear. Okay, great. Delmar says makes complete sense. I just need to finally get my lead magnet platform. Listen, y'all are working too hard. You all are working too hard because you think you need to be face-to-face. And you do not. You can still support people through your automated products and services. That is still you creating valuable content that people can learn from and be changed as a result of. Delmar says, yes, I am, and that's about to come to a damn stop. I love it. I love it. Get fed up with yourself. Because the automation, and for those of you who are like, I'm afraid of the automation, I get it. I get that. And the challenge here is everyone has to be you're really using the same tool. Rhonda says, the automation makes me want to throw up. Rhonda, I totally have you. And the reason why I haven't responded to your emails is because I have something customized that I'm building out for you based on the email that you sent me. The automation really is easy for me. It's easy for our team. It's really simple. But if it's not, shine in your brilliance and do what you can do. Otherwise, you'll get stalled. Let's see. Kiana says, I'm going to use the first chapter of my book for my lead magnet. So, for example, let's use Kiana as an example. Let's say she used and everyone with the book should do this, to be quite frank, because everyone with the book should have a program about that as a result of the book. Like the book should be a program. But let me go back. So let's say Kiana has her free chapter in her square number 1. Okay, we haven't even talked about square number 4. We're not there yet. So in square number 1, we have the free chapter. In square number 2, she gives them some audios, right? They don't get more of the book, or maybe they do get the book. She can decide. So she can go from the free chapter to the lead mag, depending on how much her book is. Kiana, how much is your book? I'm waiting on Kiana. It's $20. Okay. So Kiana could sell her book for $20. So remember, I said we're using easy math. For Kiana, her box number 2 could be $20. She can go from the free lead magnet, here's this number 1, to here is a $19 with no shipping. Okay. $19 and free shipping, for example, okay? And she can offer them the book. And not only do they get the book, but they also get a video from her, okay? And the video could be it could be a welcome video, it could be an encouraging video, it could be a package of videos that she already has online that she can turn into, you know, kind of like this Power Motivation Week, where she can have 7 videos and say, you know, when you sign up for the book, you also get the book and you get the Power Motivation Pack, you know, where she's delivered some amazing content that they'd never find because they didn't know her yet. Remember, they're a new lead, right? These are new people coming into the fold. And so she can offer them that. So not only do they get the book, they already got the first free chapter, which was they were in. And then for the people that were like, you know what, I might as well get the whole book. They can get the whole book and they can get this power pack for the week to encourage them as they're reading through the book, right? So that's $19. Cost Kiana the shipping and the price of the book. It costs her the shipping and the price of the book. Now, the next thing could be, for example, they can receive, and her next offer may not be $30. It could be $40 or $39 or something like that. But again, make the numbers work for you. But you want something that typically is cheap enough in box 2 and 3 for people not to think about. Money that they would waste any day. Money that they are already wasting, right? Because once a person breaks a 20, it's gone. Once you break 100, it's like, what happened to the other $80, right? You break a 20, it's like you don't have any money left. Okay, and so Kiana could do that from box 1 to box 2, and box 3 could simply be, it could be worksheets, cheat sheets, it could be an audio program that she has, it could be anything that's automated and that could be automatically delivered. So nothing that you have to do anything. The whole point of the passive revenue is hands off. You don't have to do anything with it, okay? So hopefully that helps Kiana and it helps some of you. Let me go back to the chat box just to make sure I'm catching the questions. Sterling says that she struggles with her copy. Then stop writing it. Stop writing the copy. You can hire, so there's a guy on Fiverr. I actually met him on LinkedIn. His name is Lex, what is his name? Levi, L-E-V-I, let me type it. He's one person, there's tons. Now, I haven't taught y'all sales copy, I taught that to Amplify. We can teach you sales copy, but here's the thing, you don't have to write it. As soon as you get one written, follow the framework. Here's a sidebar bonus. The sales copy on any page, hear me and hear me well. Thanks, Rhonda. The sales copy on any page is a conversation. I'm gonna give you guys a little bonus tonight. Hold on. I have to log into my Dropbox. This is in real time. So for those of you who are new to me, welcome. Stand by because I do want to give you this. I'm gonna give you something. I'm not gonna tell you what it is yet, but I'm gonna actually share my screen with you so you can see it. And not only am I gonna show it to you, but I'm also going to give it to you. Let me grab the link. I'm gonna make the link expire. I'm adding an expiration date to this link. This link expires in 7 days. I'm making it expire because if you want it, then you'll get it. And this is a bonus for the live viewers. For the people who are on the replay, send us an email and you can get it at support@coachspeakserve.com. That's the deal. You gotta fight for it if you want it. So let me share my screen with you really quickly. What I'm gonna share with you real quick, and then I'm gonna get back to this, is the sales psychology. All it is a conversation. It's what people think and then what you would say to their objection. What they would say, that's all the sales is. Well, prove it. Who's worked for you? Those are the testimonials. Well, why should I get it? Well, here's why. But what if it's not for me? Well, here's who it's not for. The sales page is simply a conversation on paper. The sales page is working for you. It is in place of you selling for yourself. If someone walked up to a booth of yours and they said, hey, you know, what's this about? And you started to have a dialogue about the product that you're selling, you would go through the same dialogue about, okay, that the sales page goes through. Let me share my screen with you real quick. Sorry. Okay, let's see. All right, so, and listen, if you need to pause this on the replay, then do that. This training is not about sales copy, but I'm giving it to you so that you can have it. If you are taking this live, the bonus is the link is available now and you can download it now. okay? And it expires in 7 days. If you're watching this on the playback, no worries. You can email me for it and we'll send it to you, okay? So, video sales letter. I'm zooming through this because I'm giving you the link. So it's not like, you know, we have to teach the whole thing. But I just want to share this with you. So your video sales letter has certain parts, right? You grab someone's attention, you identify a problem, you establish video scarcity, you aggravate the problem, you provide a solution, you list features and benefits, and so on and so on. Here is the exact example. Grab their attention. You're about to discover blah, blah, blah. That does what? To do what? Okay, so you fill in a blank for you. You identify the problem, right? Here is the problem. What is the problem? For your audience, it will be what? For this specific example, it says why you don't have a big list, and it lists pain points. Then you establish scarcity. You, not me, you, Jovahana, please tell me how to say your name. Kiana, I'm about to share. What are you about to share? And again, you don't use it verbatim. You see the gist, and then this ends up creating the sales page. Then you aggravate the problem. So you kind of piss people off a little bit. You get in their face and you tell them, you know, hey, this is why you're not achieving success. And then you have a call to action, right? And so I will send this to you directly. And this training comes from another leader, and his information's at the bottom. This entire thing has, hold on, the full example right here. All you have to do is put in your words, exactly just like this, okay? So I just wanted to share that with you so that you would have it, okay? So now I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. Oh, wait. Okay, so stop share. Is that good? It is, well, no, swipe copy. So let me clear up something. That's not swipe copy. You're not swiping that copy. That's not copy you can swipe. You're just using a template as a guide to create your own copy so you understand the way that it's laid out. Swipe copy is you just copying, for example, Ryan Dice's email and pasting it into your email and using it exactly the way that it is. That means you're swiping it. What I'm doing is teaching you how to create copy. Okay, good question. Delmar says she don't want to write her copy, so she will be, I do recommend this. Let me say something. My mastermind, I had them do this, Amplify Elite, and they all did a great job. And it was really easy. And I charge you to do it so that you can best articulate. Listen, if you can write out your sales copy, it's the conversation you're going to be having for forever about this product. So you don't have to guess. If you've already written it, you've tweaked it, you've refined it, you don't have to worry about not knowing what to say when the opportunity arises itself. You don't have to worry about not knowing how to sell it on your live or your webinar or at the conference or wherever you're doing it at, because it's ingrained in here because you have written a copy. You have it embedded in you. So I recommend that you do it at least one time. I really do. Okay, let's see. Oh, thanks, Anna. Sherry T. Rhonda posted his link already. It's Levon. It's Levi Newman. You have to actually, when you go to search on Fiverr, you have to actually click where it says search users, because when you actually search, it just searches gigs. But beneath that in gray, it says search users. So you have to try to do that again. Okay, this is so helpful. Sandra said, should I have Ontraport and lead pages? I don't know if you should. Let me tell you why I do. I have Ontraport and lead pages because I like lead pages because it's fast. Now, let me say this. It's fast and I like to buy the templates. So I like not only the free templates, but I like all the websites that I could buy. Like, for example, coreincession.com, that website is a lead page. So I like that. I would have to put that together inside of Ontraport, and I don't want to if I'm in a hurry, if I'm on a tight deadline or whatever it is, or I just don't want to, because I was using lead pages way before I was using Ontraport. But I do use, I have tons of forms in pages that I use in Ontraport. So it really depends on what your objective is. And if you're really building out something and you know how to build it out, or you have an Ontraport consultant that can assist you in building it out, then hire somebody to build it out. in that entreport, so it stays in that one thing. Otherwise, I would say yes, I use both. Let's see, I haven't posted the link yet. Let's see, great insight on how to create your own. You're welcome. I just want to make sure the questions, a template is different from swipe copy. Yes, because a template means you're borrowing the format. You see what I'm saying? This is like when you buy a website template. You're not using their words, but you see what the format is, but you're plugging in your own words. Swipe copy means you're just gonna use the same, you're gonna use the Pig Latin that they use on the demo for the website, right? Delmar, great, I'm happy to hear that. It will be great. I'm telling you, you're a smart chick. You won't have to do much because it's that point blank and clear, okay? Let's see, Sandra. Sandra says, do you have a suggestion for someone who can automate? Yes, of course, I do. And if I don't, I'll call them and they'll tell me somebody, but I do know several entrepreneur specialists, and I will share that with you. No problem. Send me an email. All right, so let's get back to our quad, the passive revenue stream, but we had to take a diversion because it's really important. Let me catch these couple of questions. So I have a question from Sterling. Sterling, if you want to come on the screen, then I'm going to promote you to panelist and get your question, and then we'll get back to the quad. Hi, we don't have to see you, but I can't hear you because you're on mute.
April, did I press something to say I had a question?
Yes, do you have a question?
No, I'm sorry. I think I did it by mistake. I was trying to escape out the bedroom.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Thanks, Sterling.
Thank you.
I don't know how to click you off. Hold on. Oh, change role to viewer. Okay. And then Sandra, she already asked her question, so she's good there. All right. So let's go back to our document here. Remember, the reason why I had that little diversion is because this thing, it's a drop down, right? We're talking about creating something, but then it's like, okay, well, you actually need the pages. And then, so then what are we using for the pages, right? And then we went from what are we using to the page with the pages into what are we putting on the pages? And that's where the sales copy question came from. So it's great. I just want you to know to work with a coach that understands the whole process, so you don't get gridlocked into one thing, right? That you can understand that there's some intricacy into what it is that you're building. So passive revenue quad, again, we use Kiana as an example. She's going to use her free first chapter of her book that's going to lead into the full copy of her book with some audios perhaps, or videos. And then she's going to lead them into a $39-ish product that is a digital download, and it's going to be worth double. Remember, you want what you're offering in this segment to be at least worth 2 or 3 times more than what you're selling it for. So what your job is to eliminate the question of, is this worth it? Every time someone gets ready to buy, that's the question they ask. Is this worth it? I don't want you to ask me, is it worth it? I always make a irresistible offer. It's like, oh my God. I can't say no, because you know that it is good. That's the feeling that you want your audience to have, even digitally. You want them to be like, oh God, there she go again. There he goes again. But they know that when they get it, it's going to go above and beyond what they invested. And that's what you want in your quad, okay? Now, let's talk about number 4. Now, for those of you who may be joining us live and tuning in late, go back and do a rewind, pause, do the work, pause, do the work, pause, do the work, right? Because it's easier and you'll learn it best this way instead of trying to watch it all the way through. Now, in that number 4, remember it's a digital program. We have $200 as the price tag, okay? Digital program, $200. And remember, let's use Kiana again, for example. So Kiana's book, let's see. Let me see if I can find it. So we're using Kiana's book as the example. So now we're talking about, again, box number 4. Here's her book. It's called I Choose to Be a Lady, Basic Life Lessons for Our Daughters by Kiana Shaw. Now, when you open the book, she has a nice little words for me there. When you open the book, she has her chapters listed here, okay? Right? Now, again, The reason why we would use this is because the lead magnet makes sense. This whole thing has to do with this thing, right? Her whole quad has to do with this thing. Her whole passive revenue stream has to do with this thing for this one thing. Imagine how many more things you can do, right? That you can create. So it says, my recommendation is that she create, I'm trying to see how many chapters are here. There's like lots of them. So I'm gonna pick 6. I like 6 for programs. I like 4 and 6 because people can do stuff for about 4 weeks to 6 weeks. So we have, what is a lady? So this to me is the orientation. This is the beginning of her course. This is week 1. Then she talks about feminine hygienes. Ladies leave behind a scent, not an odor. Okay, so she talks about that. Again, this is for our daughters. And again, for those of you who have not taken the signature group coaching training that I did within CORE, I break down how to create your program. So you have that as a supplement within this community. So week 2 could be the feminine hygiene component, and she can break that down. She can give ideas and different things that they can do, all really that come from the book. The difference is she's teaching them. And this is all, she can do it via video. She can do it via voiceover. She can do it via audio. It could be an audio program for $200 that they already have the book. They already have the other video powwow motivation. They have whatever she had in her 3rd quad, and they have the program over 6 weeks that she gets to walk through. And with the program they get, also, they will receive a part of some community where people can communicate about this type of thing for mothers and daughters, for example. Now, what I didn't fill in, and I left an open loop for those of you who've taken my speaker training, you know what that means, is how will they get the digital program? Well, we're gonna give people a break between quads 3 and 4. So after they go through the 3rd quad, then they will start in their email sequence. We will sell number 4, the digital program, in the email sequence. Y'all caught that? So they lead magnet, submit, thank you, buy this thing from Kiana for $19. Click, I wanna buy it, bought it, new window, number 3. Ooh, if you like this thing from Kiana, then buy this thing for $39. Okay, great, we're done. Now, in the emails, starts your email sequence that I also have some tools in there, and you may have some from other marketers as well. The email swipe copy, that is swipe copy that you can use and play around with. An email sequence, because each lead magnet sequence, this is a marketing campaign. Each campaign has its own string of emails over a period of time. So when they get that, who said, ooh, Kiana, that's funny. She's like, ooh. So they get those string of emails. So when they get those emails, in email number 2 or 3, then you can offer the digital product. And you can give people a break, right? So they did this, let's say on Monday. Well, Monday, they already received 1, 2, and 3 from you, right? Well, the first email they get is gonna be like welcoming to the community, get kind of indoctrinated. So probably by email, probably 3 or 4 actually, is a good time for you to then offer the $200 product because they've already been utilizing the other component. Now, the day of which you offer the $200 product will depend on what your Tripwire offers are. So for example, if your Tripwire offers are, you know, join me on some, please don't do no crazy challenge for a Tripwire paid thing. You can do that for a lead magnet, but if there's some time there, then it just needs to make sense, right? The sequence of the time needs to make sense. So I definitely recommend within the first 5 days of this process that offer is made, okay? Do you get that? Like you just created, whether if they don't buy this, that's okay. But what if they buy this? Because you didn't even have that together, right? You were just giving away free stuff. And here's what's beautiful about this. The only thing, what are you ever selling right here? I'm gonna wait for the answer. And for those of you who attended the conference live, don't even answer. For those of you who didn't, I wanna answer. What are you selling every single time? This whole quad situation, what are you selling? You are selling the lead magnet. You're never talking about any of these products. Again, this is through the passive revenue model. I'm not saying you can't sell any of these, you know, if you're on live or if you do a webinar. I'm saying to set up the passive revenue, the only thing you're selling is the free lead magnet. The sequence, the automation sells the rest. If you got it, press 1. If you have questions, press 2. Kiana says, so the entire process should take about 5 days. I would say 5 to 7 days. Like I said, I already said this, it depends on if it makes sense for what you're offering. So if that makes sense, then the answer is yes. Okay, y'all got it. Any questions, press 2. Let me know. I want to make sure that your questions get answered, and I don't want this to be like some super, super long training. Okay, I want to get right to the point so you can implement right away. Okay, so looks like there's no questions. Tamara says she got it. Okay, Jovanhana says she has it. Cheryl says she has it. Okay, very good, awesome. So that is the passive revenue quad. And here's what's beautiful about this is that your only job is to perfect the automation that will free your time, because then you can plan events and you can do all these other things. And let's talk about the goal, right? So 200, I like to go from 10 to 20, 30 to 200. Even that 200 could be a $97 thing. It could be $67. Just make the sequence to getting there make sense. It doesn't matter. The idea is that it exists, that it provides super duper value for your audience, and that you know how to drive people to your lead magnet. Okay? Now, I'm going to use a $200 example because that's what we are training with. Let me get into my calculator on my silicone. See. Well, I'm getting so many text messages. Okay, so I'm pulling up the calculator. So I asked people at the conference what amount of money, and here's what I just have to say this too. Please do not come to me with these crazy numbers that if you have not even made $1,000, don't tell me you want to make $5,000. Can we just make 1,000? Can that just be the first goal? If you haven't made 500, can we make 500? If you haven't hit your 10,000 yet, but you've hit, you know, like 7, but you like really want to get to 10, okay, then 10 makes sense. If you haven't made $1, let's just get to the first 500. And then if we can duplicate 500 over and over again, then we can duplicate 1,000. I was talking to Joan earlier today, and Joan Randall is part of our team, and she runs the enrollments at the conference. And many of you all spoke with her, and many of you all will speak with her. She'll be reaching out to you. And she told me today that when I did a training on creating a $5,000, and she has hit it. She has consistently been hitting her $500 for the past few months. Past couple of months, and she just got started in her business, and it was more than she had made the year before. Already in this first quarter, she's generated more revenue, and this is what she was sharing in her. She did a testimonial in CSS, which I didn't know she was doing. So the money works. So I asked someone at the event, how much do you need to make additional? And it was one of the core members, one of your peers, and she said $2,500. So let's take our $2,500, okay? Get your calculator out, but put your number in there, okay? And we're gonna divide that by 200, okay? So we're gonna divide it by 200, right? This is how many people that person needed. That's 13, basically. I need you to hear that. For her goal, the additional revenue she needs 13 individuals. 13. That's not a lot. Imagine if you had 2 of these funnels. Imagine if this was even a lower price point, and let's say it was a $97 price point. So she'd need what? 25 people. That's still not a lot of people, right? To buy into her program that's already automated, okay? So how many people do you need? And then we broke that down. Okay, she needed 13 people divided by 4 weeks on average. She needs 3 people a week. This woman needs 3 people a week. So what does that mean? Let me tell you something right now. The average conversion, you can get 2 out of 10 people to say yes. She just needs to talk to 12 people a week. We're talking conversions and numbers. She just needs to get in front of 12 of the right people of her audience every week if she can convert at least 30%. If she can, let me do the math on that. Yes, that's what she needs. And almost not even 12, it's like 11 really, hold on. She needs 11. She needs 11 people, 11 conversations. If she can close at 30%, she can get 3. Now let's say she closed at 2 and she got 2 a week. And so she got 10. So she made $2,000 instead of $2,500. Would that be okay? Yes, it would be okay. Because then she can learn how to improve her closing techniques. She can put a little more ad spend into her budget. She can add an extra live in there. She can incorporate maybe 2 webinars or 1 webinar. There's things that she can do to increase that. She can also create a whole other passive revenue quad with some other crazy low price product that's automated. How many times, what if this $200 was a $47 thing, right? Who wouldn't want $47 hitting their thing every other day, every day, several times a day? And your only job, once you set up the automation, is to drive people to the lead magnet. I just need y'all to get this. Drive them to the lead magnet. So that's why community is so important. And that's why I keep drilling the automation component, because it's important as well, okay? I wanna find out, do we have any other questions here? Let me check the chat box. Robin says, so we do the tripwire immediately. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. You create all these at the same time, if that's what you're asking. And this one, when it says what link do you want people to see once they submit their email, the link is to this page. And when they ask on this page what link, it's to this page. And then from here, they get the emails. And within the emails, they get the offer to number 4. I hope that was clear. Tony says, wait a minute, selling a free. Yes, when I say sell, I mean offering. Your only job, because you're not selling the product in the quad. I'm not talking about outside. I'm talking about for automated purposes while you're sleeping on vacation. The only thing you're offering is the freebie. That's it. You're not saying, oh, and by the way, I have a $7 thing. And then after that, you're going to get a $30 thing. And then after that, you're not saying none of that. You're saying, get the free thing. And you're making the free thing really good. Rhonda says, that's crazy. Good conversion, get in front of the right people. Yes. Sterling says, good. I was going to ask if you suggest having multiple funnels running at the same time. Yes. Why not? Listen, get the first one down. Do I recommend it? Yes. You can have tons of them as long as you know how to make them perform. Do the first one and meet your goal. And then all you're simply doing is duplicating the same thing with a different product in different links. Same exact thing. Right? Zenobia says, oh wait, someone's, y'all are asking for the link. Hold on, let me drop that in there. They're like, I want that link. Let's see, Zenobia says, are you sending them to a sales page for number 4? No, number 4 is offered in the emails. Remember, I said that. Number 4 is offered inside the email. So you'll just do, so your sales letter will be in the email. For number 4, it'll be in the email and it will make sense based on your seat. Just think about this. Okay, free thing, paid offer, low, and now you're nurturing. And then somewhere in there, you're offering an appropriate product. And it's a sales letter, basically. So they don't opt in on the first box. They click through the third box unless they purchase. So they don't opt in on the first box. They click. I don't know what you're saying. Rhonda says, once you get the first one down, you can add tons of them. Okay, got that. Oh, Johanna says she got it. Sandra says, I'm going to do this with my book, The Ministry Within, tonight. Thank you. Yes, please do it. Everybody with the book should do it. Okay, Do we have any other questions? Jovahana worked through it, so she got it. Zenobia, do you have it? Make sure you have it. Don't let me make you not have it. Okay, make sure you have it. So again, number 4 is not another Tripwire page. It's in the email that you're selling it. Once you've already harassed them. You've already been in front of them. Landing page, Tripwire 1, Tripwire 2. That's good, right? Once you get more sophisticated and it works, it has to work for your audience. See, marketers, when I'm looking at marketing things, I've seen 6 Tripwires. I don't get offended because I know their marketing. And I buy half the stuff. So, Charbette says, number 4 is my signature 6-week program. Boom, got it, yes. And everything else, remember Charbette, this line that I drew, everything else stems and it all makes sense. All these things lead into the next thing that make each product build up, make sense for what you're offering, okay? Woo! What other questions do we have? I want to make sure I answer your questions. Oh, Robin says, do we do the Tripwire immediately or over 5 days? Okay, Robin. They listen to me, and I'm going to slow this down so everybody can catch it. As soon as they opt in, the thank you page is the Tripwire. If they say yes or no to that, the next page is your box number 3. It's another Tripwire. You are in this process. You've seen it. Oh, she got it. Okay, great. I'm like, oh my God, I need y'all to get it. I need everybody to get it. You're in it. You've seen it. It happens right then. That's why it's called a Tripwire, because you thought you was going straight to the email and your ass got tripped up with a new offer, and most of you will buy it, just like I do, just like we all do, right? But the truth is, you don't even need everyone to buy it. You only need 20, 30%. But what if one person bought it? Well, you didn't even have it before. So that's cool too. And here's how I justify this as we close this training. Here's my thought process. Box number 2 pays for your, box number 2 and 3, that money pays for your ad spend to drive more people to number 1, which is not even that much ad spend, honestly. I mean, it's just dirt cheap Facebook marketing. You see what I'm saying? And I would encourage you all not to, I would encourage you for the next 30 days, don't spend any, if you can at all help it. When you create this, don't spend any other money for 30 days. Don't go pay your light bill. Don't do any of that. Pretend like it don't exist. Passive revenue, allow this stuff to build up. Allow it to build up. Robin's like, I got it. There she go. Let's see. Adrian says, can we use this for Instagram ads? So run the Facebook ad, and that ad runs on Insta. It's no different. The only thing you're doing is sending people to the landing page. What you have behind it, it doesn't matter. They don't know it until they get into it. So what's behind the landing page, it doesn't really matter. So the answer is yes, you can sell it anywhere because all you're selling is the lead magnet. They never know that 2, 3, or 4 even exists. You know it because you understand that they're not going to get to their end result by just a free thing. And that the more that they invest with you, the more they're learning, the higher probability it becomes that you provide the solution that they're looking for. Rhonda says, okay, she's scribing, let's see. Perfect. Why y'all LOLing me? Y'all know I love y'all, but I need y'all to catch this whole thing, okay? Because we're working way too hard. So who is committed? I need a date. Let's implement some accountability here before we go. Who will have this thing done in 10 days? You already have products, so don't go trying to create new things. You already have something. You have videos you can use, transcribe. You have a book. You have something already. You have something you started on and didn't finish. So who can commit within the next 10 days? Let's just say this, by my birthday, which is April the 14th. Who can, by my birthday, who can have their quad complete? April the 14th, I'll be 41 years old. So for those of you watching the replay, if it's past, you still got to do it in 10 days. For those of you who are on live, 10 days. Can you get this done? Me, okay, and I am seriously holding you to it. So here's what I want you to do. Open up a new window on your computer. Go into the CSS Student Central group. And I want you to type out, no hashtag, just type out, I will complete my passive revenue quad by April the 14th. I will complete my passive revenue quad by April the 14th. I will complete my passive revenue quad by April the 14th. Because I'm holding you to it. If you don't do this, listen to me. If you don't do this, the passive revenue will never come. Your freedom depends on creating some passive money. Let me just share this with you. This program, CORE, are y'all not listening to what I'm saying? This is my passive revenue for our business. It is a portion of passive revenue. Now, while I show up and I teach, it is a continuity program. It exists, it continues. There's revenue generated on a consistent basis because we're driving people to it. Okay? So I want you to just be very conscious of, I don't know how that happened to my camera. Just very conscious of that you can absolutely create this and it can be real and you can do it. Delmar says, is that also including, it means complete, meaning when I hit the button for the free opt-in, your whole thing works. You already have the templates. You have swipe copy, you have products, y'all got it all already. And don't fret about the pricing. And it don't have to be $200. It doesn't, it could be $97, $67, $47, $39 at the top at number 4. And you know, even your Tripwire could be $3. It doesn't matter. The idea is that you're consistent with marketing the lead magnet. So the probability of you creating revenue exists. The probability of you creating revenue exists more so than it does right now and on an automated basis. And this is just one stream that I want you to master, okay? Let's see. You are so welcome. Oh, Delmar says, cool, thanks for the challenge. She already has her quad leads. Okay, she already has her lead magnets. She already has her freemiums for the quad, okay? So very good, I'm super thrilled for that. So I am going to, so for those of you who, again, who are all a part of CORE, whether you're watching live or watching the playback, if you're interested in booking one-on-one time, you can go to fasttracksession.com and book 2-hour fast track strategy sessions with me. You can pay it up front or you can do it in installments. It's up to you. If you do it up front, you save like $300. But the choice is yours. If you want additional coaching through some of these elements, I will be happy to assist you with that. If you can work through it, work through it. At any time, if you need one-on-one support, I'll be happy to support you as long as my calendar will allow for it. So with that said, I'm going to end this class. I'm going to stop the recording, and then I'm going to move into the bonus session of answering questions about sponsorships. Again, make sure that you look out for our power partner, Roberto, and he's going to be teaching on sponsorship soon within our community, so make sure that you watch out for that. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time.